Hey guys, so we finally got the flywheel off, so we can change out this stator. And you can tell it's bad because it's got orange in here. It's started to change colors. There's actually a few burnt marks. I believe this coil is partially melted. Yeah, so it's definitely bad. We thought that the charging issue was just it running lean from the fuel hoses being dry rotted and cracked, which probably contributed to it, but isn't the only issue. The reason I wanted to record this though is because I had a lot of questions when I was starting the project that I had to dig around and answer. The first thing I was worried about on this guy, this is a 84 Magna V45, so it's a 750, but I believe the 700s are the same. You know, it's got these timing marks up top, and I couldn't figure out where they lead to over here or how I was going to put it back together. And I dug through the service manual for this, which, by the way, is not the most detailed thing. The steps for removing the stator in the service manual are step 1, remove stator, step 2, insert stator. So, not super helpful. But I did find another video of a guy doing it on a newer V65, and he said there was this Woodruff key that goes right there. And in fact, it is the same for this bike. So if I look in here, there's a Woodruff key, and that's going to come out with the stator. There's also these grommets here that I have to pull out, and I believe I have new grommets with the new stator. One of the things I did learn from the manual that confused me was how to remove the flywheel, which is in a separate section from the stator. And it tells you to use a special tool, a special universal tool called a spanner. It's basically just a spanner wrench. It has these knobs here, and the knobs go into these outer bolt holes here, and that's what keeps this thing from spinning while you try to twist it off. Now this thing's not bolted on, it's magnetic, so it's just glued to this thing. You can't pull it off by hand. What you do is you take this guy that I got on eBay, and it threads right into there, into those threads, and pushes it off, but it spins in the same direction as the flywheel. So you use the spanner wrench, and I wedged mine into the switch control for the shifter to keep it from twisting. So that held the flywheel straight. Crank in the bolt torsion pushes against the edge of the crank here, and just pulls it out. Alright, so then we get into the stator bolts, which I've already loosened. Those are 8mm bolts, so I had to go get an 8mm socket wrench. Turns out mine only went down to 10 or 9, so I had to go buy a single 8mm socket. Now we're good. So we're going to pop this off. We will have to solder it on to the regulator. Probably replace some of the wiring harness going to it, so I have some nicer wire cover. So we'll make it look nice and good, but I think we'll get this thing running today.